I agree with you on that. Oil, that's where we're going to be at.
So I'm going to go ahead and post the second part of this video. As I stated in the video the day before this one, this is the first time I've run this machine. We've had it about 39 months now, which Napper Brent made the comment and said it is, can't believe we've had it this long, and that's true. It is, it don't seem like it's been that long, but and he said that we've had it about half as long as we had the old one. And I was sitting there thinking about it, and our old one, we got it in 2012, and then we swapped this one in 2018. So I mean, he's right. We've had this one right at half as long as we had the other one over there. But so another guy, Dan Klein, commented and said this didn't look like a regular stand like what we normally cut. It's the exact same thing that we normally cut. The main difference is there's no hills on this job. It's flat ground. And then the other difference is that you rarely get to see a view like this from inside the cutter from this perspective right here. So it's going to look a little different. There was another fella that commented. His name's Elmer. He just commented a little bit a while ago, and he said that he's always wanted to run a track cutter. Track cutter is a different animal. The first video that y'all seen yesterday was about 11 minutes long. I actually had only been in the machine about 3 to 5 minutes when I started the camera recording. And then this video just ties right on into that. So 10, I think this one's 14. So about 30 minutes runtime is about all I've got on this machine right here. I hadn't had to run it. Derek hadn't missed any time or anything like that. And so I got in it to, do some cutting where we could kind of keep running on the pile. Right here, I kind of hit this tree too low and backed out of it and let the saw disc catch up and hit it again. But the track cutter is a very different animal to run. It's very, very different. If you're very accustomed to a rubber tire machine and it can cut very well with it, you can pretty much forget everything that you know about cutting. It actually hurts you if you've run a rubber tire machine and then try to get in a track cutter because it's so different. The brush affects the machine differently. It's just like this right here. You kind of got to cut this stuff down as you go, but it's a lot smoother riding machine as far as a rubber tire machine. It's not near the beat up on your body as a rubber tire machine is. However, it's a very costly machine, and it's a lot to keep up on the machine too. I will say this machine here, in my opinion, I don't know about what Derek would say about it, but I feel like, I don't feel like, this machine has been a better machine than our first track cutter that we had. Our first track cutter, it was a good machine. It's just this one is a better machine than the other one was. But if I'd have had probably about another hour on it, I would have been really fluid on it then, sure enough. I mean, I'm not nowhere near getting the max potential out of this thing. It's the rotate on the head, the side to side rotate on the head, you'll see a lot of times it ends up kind of leaning a little bit to the left. And that's due to the fact of where it's electric on those joysticks right there, and the timing is impeccable on letting off on the buttons to, where the head is right. So it's a little bit, you kind of got to figure out the timing to where, because when you let off of it, the head still kind of travels just a little bit after you let off the button. So that's a timing deal. So one thing that I was dealing with is, as I was running it here, there's 6 buttons on the back of each joystick plus a trigger on the front of each joystick. So on my loader, there's only one button. Well, there's two buttons on the back of each joystick, but there's really only one on the right-hand side that you use a lot. And I can roll my thumb up there and use it at that bottom, the next to last joint on that button. And so I'm not at the end of my thumb when I'm using them. When I say my thumb on my hand. Well, on the cutter here, running all those buttons, my thumb is very tender. I'll show it here. I'll give an update on my thumb. It's very tender. It still has a cap on it that's black. And that was affecting me pretty bad about the feel of the buttons. And, because it's just, there's so many there and you're hitting them. And it just throwing me off pretty bad. Very, like I said, very tender to do it. And I think Derek, when he came up, that was the first time he'd seen it in person, what my thumb looked like, and I think he was kind of surprised. So about Derek, talking about having to help him, get him in the machine there, he messed his arm up, I guess, about 2 weeks ago, tore a tendon. I believe it was a tendon in his right arm, had to have surgery on it. And so I tracked out the road out there and raked up some dirt with the back of the head where it kind of be like gradual to get up in the machine, where he wouldn't have to try to pull to get up in it or anything like that, where it'd be as easy as he could do to get up in it. So like I said, I went ahead and posted this video here and get it out there since I did the other one there. But hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving week coming up here, because we're right here on the heels of it, man. When y'all watch this video, it'll be Tuesday. Thanksgiving will be on Thursday, and so I'm looking forward to it myself. So y'all enjoy the rest of this video. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters. am gonna be a stretch right there. Let's see if we can get in that. I'm about to move over to get it. Tell him what I'm gonna do is I'm down here at the end of this lane. I think the road is right over here to my right over here. I'll just shoot through and come out to that road if he wants to drive down to that road right there, and then I'll help him get in the machine here.
You'll try to help like this put it right. That is service right now to call out. But anyway, he parked right here beside the box stand. He'll just kind of track up to where his box stand's at.
So as promised, there it is. I did this on the first week of September, right after Labor Day. I cut the end of it off in a belt and a pulley. You can see the new nail growing back right there. It's still attached really good, which is a good thing because the bone was actually completely exposed when it came off. So this has been a protective cap over it, and hopefully I feel like that it's growing new stuff over the end of the bone so that when this cap does come off, the bone will be completely covered. If the bone's not covered, if we can see the bone right there, I've got other problems that I have to deal with, and I'll have to go in there and fix it. But again, that was the first week of September. That was a Wednesday after Labor Day. And I'm kind of surprised it's lasted that long. I have actually trimmed it. The cap was all the way back to like where the nail is on the back right there. And as this kind of released, I've kind of trimmed it off. I have some special clippers that I clip it off. But very, very tender up under there. I can run a saw. That doesn't really affect me too bad on a saw. It does if I roll the saw over and I'm working the throttle on the saw with the underside of my thumb right there. I have to kind of watch that a little bit. But speaking of saws, got the other saw class coming up December the 3rd and the 4th. It's going to be a humdinger too. You can still get in it if you're interested in getting in it. I did pick the winner for the class giveaway is Jim Bandy. He's from down, just down right out of Columbus, Georgia, down there. I think he's in Edge, Alabama. I can't remember the town he's in over there, but he's right down there in that area. I think it's about a 175-mile drive for him to come up here, but excited for him to come here. Mr. Larry's supposed to be here. Chris is going to be here. I think Justin's going to be here. I've got some firemen coming up from the coast that's going to be here. Chris, Justin, Mr. Larry, they're going to be guests and everything. So it's going to be a huge group this time. Going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, if you want to get in on it, you still got time to get in on it. Email me right down below, and we'll talk and get you situated and set up to where you can attend it. Good time, very good time. A lot of stuff. So Appreciate y'all watching, hanging in there, and again, thumb update. Oh, it looks horrible, y'all. It looks so horrible. But it could have been a lot worse than what it is. I'll get full use completely back out of it. I mean, it's just, I need this part to go ahead and release and come on off, because it feels like I've got a steel thimble on my thumb the whole time, so there you go. It's part of it, man.